Welcome to another episode of the Calumet Wilderness with Sam Love. I am your host, Sam Love. I'm going to give you a key to happiness. Stick around. I'm down here on the Oak Savannah Trail in the Glen Park community, Gary, Indiana. It's a very popular trail. Here comes the wind. Wait for that to pass. Yeah, I've been watching the show a while. You know, this is my old neighborhood, so it's always nice to be down here. And I'm doing something fun right now. I'm identifying weeds. The City Nature Challenge is going to be coming up pretty soon here. I'm going to do an episode on that, but I figured I'd come out and get a little practice today. So what I'm doing, I'm using an app. It's called Seek by iNaturalist, which is a very popular plant identifying app. Plant, animals, lots of things. I like Seek. It's simple. It's the children's version of it, actually, which says probably more about me than anything else. But it's very simple. Point, click. You'll get their AI-generated opinion as to what you're looking at. There's no public sharing component. I'm not really into all that. I like the little achievement badges too, I gotta be honest. Going from getting achievement badges for drinking beer on Untapped into identifying the weeds, it's a much more healthy option there. Now, it is kind of cool to get some positive identification on these big old mess of plants here. Weeds are fascinating to me. I mean, you know, I don't like reductionist points of view in the first place. So we take these, hundreds of thousands, I don't know how many there are out there, but you look at a patch of land, patch of green, and I mean, there are dozens, if not hundreds of different species of plants living in there, but we'll say, oh, it's a weedy area. You know, it's ugly, forget about it. Everything has its place. Everything has its purpose. So to me, it's always an interesting puzzle to interpret what it is I'm looking at. And I really like this app because it helps me do it so quickly. What's a weed? Well, I mean, the common definition is any undesirable plant growing in a place where you don't want it. Okay, sure, close the book on that. But really, it's far more complicated. I mean, some cultural stuff going on there, ecological stuff going on there. So weeds to me are just super interesting. And to be able to get some specific identification at what I'm looking at, it just, to me, I totally feel more connected to the world around me. You got these bed straws here, you can tell. Kind of sticky. Got a bunch of this growing at home. I collected at home, and I'm gonna make some stuffing for a camp pillow with it sometime. Let's see what we got here. We got this red dead nettle. Got this got some bed straw here, and then this one. You see, it kind of changes as the camera goes in and out of focus. Got some dock here. This thing's going to be absolutely enormous come summer. Dock's got a lot of nutrients in it too. Curly dock, large dock, all kinds of docks. One of my favorites here, mullein. Got plenty of that growing in my backyard now. And here we have garlic mustard, which is really one of the worst of the invasives. This stuff just takes over. So you know what? Take care of it now. Throw it on the trail. Die. I'm pretty familiar with garlic mustard, and really I haven't seen much at all out here. So why let it take off? Let's see how well it can do moss. Yeah, this really stands out. I think this is curly dock. Let's see. Well, it's giving us the genus, but not the species, so it won't record it as an observation, but I think it's curly dock. Well, that looks pretty curly to me, wouldn't you say? Some lovely wild violets here. All kinds of life here. Docks, dead nettles, dandelions, some clovers. Quite a lot of life, not just weeds. Smells like the subway down here. Keep on moving. Plantain, one of my favorites. This is one of the best cures for mosquito bite irritation. This is the ribwort variety. Hope this doesn't mean mosquitoes are far behind. This is just a fantastic time of year to do this, though. You know, nothing's grown too high yet. Everything looks really distinctive. So get out there, use those skills. So what I recommend, just, you know, find a small patch of land, look down, just kind of relax and start looking for patterns. You know, pattern recognition, it's one of our great skills as a human. It's one of our great flaws as a human, but let's use these skills. You know, look for shapes, straight, circular, curved. Look for variations in color. Obviously it's all green, but you know, you've got the darkers and the lighters, leaf shape, all that. And then get the app out, technology. I guess the downfall is you learn this and then you're going to start identifying them all over the place. You know, a simple walk's going to take you 3 times as long because you can be like, oh, look, there's some bed straws. Oh, look, there's some dock. Yeah, well, hey, what can I tell you? Slow down a bit. Smell the weeds. Yeah, we spend all this money, put all these chemicals in the ground to eradicate these things that just grow so freely and naturally. And many of them have health and medicinal uses. Though I wouldn't be doing harvests or any foraging right off trails myself. You can do whatever you want. So things like the dandelions and the dead nettles, I just let those grow in my garden. These are food for the insects, the early arriving insects. They need that this time of year. It's not really taking much out of my soil. It dies early, contributes to the nutrients in the ground. I basically just let it stay in my garden and use it as a cover crop. Happiness is found in appreciating what's around you, especially those things that are common or vernacular, the quotidian, the unnoticed and unappreciated. So just paying attention a little more. Why should we not appreciate these things that are all around us? Ooh, here's a really good one down here. Just had some of these the other day with dinner. Stinging nettles. Delicious when you roast them. These shouldn't be too irritating to the touch. They're young, but I'm not going to bother with it. Oh, I've made myself hungry now. Very fragrant out here. Very good, very good. Wish I had a hamburger to go with it right now. I know I said not to eat next to the trails, but a little bit of grit ain't gonna kill me. Oh, I think I spotted some ramps on the edge of someone's backyard, but I think I will respect their property and their privacy. I had some good ramps last week, though. Thanks to a viewer, you know who you are. I did forage after I said don't eat from around trails where you have all kinds of stuff leaching and God only knows what's in the ground. I couldn't resist. Couple of quick caveats. I'm not an herbalist.
Time 1 hour 38 minutes 30.
Standard disclaimer, I'm not an herbalist. There really is no certifying body for herbalists, so we're all on our own. Get yourself a mentor. Definitely don't just rely on a phone app. You know, do research. Don't do your research, do research. All kinds of sources out there. Those nice people biking off into the distance just asked how I was doing, and I could truthfully say I was doing very well, very happy right now. So, in my element. And I think a lot of it comes to just paying attention to the fine details around us. You know, the more you learn things, the more connected you'll feel. You'll understand what's happening around you. And you'll be in flavor country. Hey, thanks for joining another episode, another adventure in the Calumet wilderness. I'll be back with many, many more. Again, the City Nature Challenge is coming up real soon. So next video, or 1 or 2 videos down the road, we'll talk about that. Appreciate your landscape. Appreciate the weeds. All right. Take care, everybody.